Howdy, howdy, y'all. How's everyone doing? Amy, good to see you, hon. One is non-canon, so they made their own canon version, which apparently doesn't have his own soap merch.
Roller soap, roller soap, roller soap, get your own roller soap, roller soap, roller soap, get your.
The song sounds like that, and nobody can tell me it doesn't. Plus, it's just funny to imagine the song saying that. Imagine he just has soap merch. It does, right? Like, I'm pretty sure they're actually just nonsense vocals that aren't supposed to mean anything, but that's what it sounds like. Also, excuse me, I haven't resized all my games since since I removed the overlay. I'm gonna have to do that at some point. Alright, we were at the start of case 3, so I might shrink this screen a bit, depending on how this looks, but we'll see. It's time. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every move with my binoculars. Good to hear. Now make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup. You can count on me, sir! I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop off. Let's see. I've checked that the money is all there, safe inside this suitcase. Howdy, Ace. How you doing? Now all I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper, which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place after all. Welcome to Gatewaterland! Oh, thank you. And a big hello to you! I'm the Proto Badger! Nice to meet you! Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me? A picture? Of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested. Ah, that's too bad. Well, have a good day! Waiting on your headset to finish charging so you can play your game. Ah, nice. What are you gonna play when it's done charging?
Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano.
Sounds like the kidnapper's using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth.
Are you a cop?
No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I've brought the ransom money with me.
I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium.
It's in the middle of a football game on NFL Pro Era, but your headset be dying on you. Yeah, I feel that. So this person intends to see if I'm being followed, huh? Please, Detective Gumshoe. I really need you to come through for me this one time. Event schedule: Battle of Magicians, Max Galactica versus Troop Grimari. The Gaviners special concert. 11:29 left in the third quarter. Nice. Edgeworth speaking.
Next, come to the haunted house.
And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for?
That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend.
I suppose not. I've arrived.
Go inside.
The reflection in the unbroken mirrors. That's kinda impressive. What a dismal place.
That's it. Go through those doors.
Am I being watched from somewhere?
Leave the money and go now.
I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. I couldn't catch even a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. Horror movie shot!
It was a trap! That guy, the trade. No, can't be. Then the deal. Who is that? And what are they talking about? Split police. Alright. Fire. Meet up. I can't move my body. I fear I may faint again. Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like it is now when I made the drop-off. This was supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano Group. But aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of. I can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow. Was that you making that funny sound? Who's there? And how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight? Ah, yeah, here we go.
Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers?
A kidnapper? Me? No way! I'm not into such petty crimes. Nope, I'm after something much, much bigger.
I must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that.
Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu! Great thief? And did you really just claim to be the Yatagarasu?
Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. You can call me Kay, okay? Good, glad that's settled.
Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would be so kind as to remove these ropes.
I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces. Hey, no need to get all mad and icy glary on me, you know? This rope goes through here, and there you go.
What a relief. I owe you my thanks.
That's okay. You can pay me back in full later.
Now then, what question should I start with? Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl. You call yourself a great thief, yet are you really a thief at all?
You doubt me? I get it. You think that a young lady like me couldn't possibly be such a big-time thief, right?
That's not the part I have a tough time believing.
I am the real, genuine Yatagarasu, you know. I'm a pure-blooded great thief. It's a little something I inherited from my predecessor.
In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right?
What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet. Seriously, I don't know how you can say such a horrible thing to your savior.
That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me. Yet. Kay is great. When you say you're the Yatagarasu, do you mean you are the Yatagarasu?
Yep! The most righteous of the righteous, the legendary Great Thief! But I inherited the title only recently, so I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatagarasu.
I was not aware that thieves could pass down their titles like that.
But don't worry, I've got some big plans in the works.
Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they?
I knew it. There's just no reasoning with a prosecutor.
I'm not the problem here!
I'll have you know that the Yatagarasu has no interest in stealing petty trinkets. There's one thing and only one thing I want to steal.
Only one thing? And what would that be?
But that's gonna have to wait until we find our way out of here.
Well, at least there's one thing we agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you.
So, you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor?
Ah, I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Aha! Now I remember!
How can you remember something I just told you? But she sure is cheery.
Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here!
It would seem that we're locked in from the other side.
What? No way! I don't hear you! Kay, you do remember where you came in from, right? It looks like that might be our only way out of this room. Slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump that high to make an exit. I suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can't find another way out. What is this? Looks like the Bad Badger, and it's looking as bad as ever. Looks like a costume head to me. Guess the Bad Badger's costume is at the very least a two-piece, huh? The real question is, why is only the head sitting out here on the floor? Isn't this my phone? Looks like it made it through the ordeal intact. If only there was a way for us to contact someone outside. Ah, but we do have a way. Right here. Ah! There was a cell phone here this whole time?! If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay? I was so worried, sir!
I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure. If only I hadn't lost sight of you.
Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter right now.
You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on that. But in doing that, I sorta...
What's wrong, Detective?
Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to make do with me.
Who is this?
Shilong Lang of Interpol. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you.
So why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case?
Don't sweat the details. A crime's a crime whether it's on a local or a global scale. Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble.
And why would you say that?
Lang Zi says, the pack that runs together stays together. You catch my drift. You caused quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning.
I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here post-haste.
Sorry, no can do. What? We're hunting the kidnapper now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured we'll come find you. Eventually.
What's wrong? Did you get cut off? No, my phone ran out of power.
No way!
It doesn't matter anyway. We should try to get out of here through our own means.
Yeah, I have a name to live up to after all. If we put our heads together, we're sure to find a way out.
They're holding a Blue Badger photo rally?
You didn't know? Plus, it's not just the Blue Badger, it's his whole family, too. If you manage to snap a shot of every member of the family, you get a really posh prize.
Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why not start with a picture of that?
You can't do that! That's cheating! There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it.
Speaking of badgers, there is one sitting against a wall in the haunted house.
Seriously? But somehow I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take pictures of the costumed ones walking around the park.
So those are the rules of this game. How quaint. use this paint to help us escape.
And what exactly do you have in mind?
Well, we could paint help in really giant letters.
And who, pray tell, would see these giant letters? We're inside a building.
Okay, then how about we light the paint on fire and send out colored smoke signals? Anyone who saw it would think some crazy arsonist was about and call the cops. Actually, that may not be great for me, seeing as I'm a thief and all.
Let's try to find something other than this paint to use, shall we? Kay's great.
Man, why did they have to put the windows so high up anyway? How's a thief supposed to make her daring escape?
I suppose we could make our way out if we were able to climb on top of these lockers.
That's pretty clever. You'd make a good thief yet, Mr. Edward.
Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again.
Let's see, I wonder if I can jump and grab the top of the locker here.
Oh my god, that sprite is great.
Man, why did they have to make such ginormous lockers anyway?
Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we'd need some sort of foothold.
Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box. Oh, I think it's a pink badger costume.
Pink badger?
You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you better study up on the whole Badger clan with this.
What is this thing?
Think of it as a Bible of all the things you'll ever need to know about the clan.
Whatever. I suppose I can keep it as a reference guide or something. Why is that? Fuck you too, Volo. I suppose this means that this is where they keep all the costumes.
Certainly looks that way. It's like the Badger family's home.
And there are 8 boxes, but 7 of them are empty. Which means that 7 of the costumes are in use right now. What's good, Volo? But aren't these badgers the mascots of the police force?
Well, I heard the police had a hand in sponsoring this theme park. Probably because the Gatewater group owes the police from all those cases they solved.
They have all the power of the state and they used it to make a theme park?
It's not just any theme park. They have a handcuff-shaped double-looping roller coaster?
That's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy from just the thought of such a thing. I suppose this is the pink badger. But since it has the same design, doesn't it seem forced to call this one a female?
You think so? I mean, just look at how long her eyelashes are.
That's the only difference.
And the fact that she's pink.
Yes, and
her lips are red. See? Lipstick.
What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon? Or is that too obvious? This is that blue badger I met at the main gate.
Excuse me, but his name is Proto Badger, not Blue Badger. He's based off the very first design created by the local police chief. You know, when you compare the two, the Blue Badger looks a bit cuter.
I suppose as he continued to redesign him, the chief managed to make him cuter. Even humanity has come a long way when you think about how much we've evolved.
Are we comparing the Blue Badger to humans now?
I suppose even this thing can be popular with women.
My nemesis!
What the? Why is she beating it up?
He's got the word badge right in his name! That's nothing but bad news for someone like me! And to think he's out there wandering around in this park! I better be careful, he's gonna arrest me by the power of his name alone!
I somehow doubt that the Blue Badger has the power to arrest anyone.
Howdy sis, how you doing?
Eyes.
So this is the Blue Badger's rival, the Bad Badger, huh? Do you feel some sort of reverence toward this Badger, Kay? I can't believe you would be so stereotypical when it comes to thieves. Surely you must also think there are much cooler and cuter ones out there, right? That's it. I've decided that thieves and thievery need an image makeover. Good luck with that one. Bit sleepy, fair. The stream's going well. It's going alright so far. We haven't been going too long. It's been a half hour. And what have we here? Ah! Why do I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me? Did you want to take a look? Well, don't mind if I do. Oh, I see. Yes, this is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to something. The something is what is relevant to my interest. Do you know where the person who kidnapped me went? Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounded like they went into the next room and started talking to someone. I feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. However, I do recall that the kidnapper was talking with someone. It was just a guess before, but I guess I really am dealing with two kidnappers here. After that, they left. It almost seemed as if they were done with you. I suppose that is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the $1 million. Well, if they went into the next room, let's see what we can find out through the slot. Well then, is that what I think it is? Looks like the kidnappers had an escape tunnel prepared just in case. That's awesome! They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves! No, they're not, because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. The floor panel was removed and propped up against the beam in a very specific way. I think this building was originally built with a basement or underground area. There's a door on the opposite side that appears to be the same as this one, which would mean I can probably assume these two rooms are very similar in structure. I believe I may have just found our ticket out. There's a beam in the next room identical to the one in this room. There's even a hook on it to hold a propped-up floor panel in place. Which reminds me... Did you find something useful, Mr. Edgeworth? Perhaps. I may have found a very handy hint to how we'll get out of here. This is the beam I was tied to. What's up? I was pondering if perhaps we could make it over to and out the window if we climbed this. Good thinking! And if it's climbing action you need, just leave it to me! Thanks. This little hook looks like it might make for a good foothold. Up you go, Kay, and good luck. Count on it! The great thief Yatagarasu spreads her mighty wings and takes to the skies! As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing. What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know? This hook on this beam. You know I already tried and there's no way I can jump from this hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit when something's just not possible.
I wasn't about to suggest that again. Rather that it's here for a different purpose.
Really? Like what?
As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping a floor panel propped up. Which means that there should be a panel in this room that we can open as well.
Oh, I get it!
We didn't notice this existed all this time because it was being hidden by this tarp.
Alright then, let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now this is what I call a treasure. Wow, this must be another entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure.
The scent I wish to smell is the sweet fragrance of freedom.
And what are you waiting for? Let's hurry up and open the hatch.
Alright. This thing is locked down tight.
Oh, fiddlesticks!
Fiddlesticks. I believe you're up, Kay.
Huh? Why me?
Because we need to use the tiny key you've taken quite a liking to.
Oh, gotcha! Just leave it to me. I love the tense feeling of these moments when you're about to uncover something big.
I believe the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying right about now.
Alright, I got the secret door open, and now...
Ah, wait!
What? Ah!
Are you alright, Kay?
I'm fine. The ladder just slipped is all.
Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary.
There's a lot of really large machinery down here.
What about an exit?
It's really dark and cramped down there, so I really doubt there's an exit. I can't believe that happened.
You have only yourself to blame for leaping before you looked, you know.
No way! I mean, how was I supposed to know the ladder is removable?
Well. I've figured out how we will escape this prison, Kay.
Oh? So how are we gonna bust out?
It seems that your reckless actions were of use after all.
Are you actually praising me?
More of a thank you for giving me an idea regarding this ladder.
The underground ladder? What about it?
This ladder isn't just for those who wish to go down.
Oh, I see. If we use this...
Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers.
Well then, what are we waiting for? Alright, now we can get out of here.
Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started, and I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end. Ah, yeah, now we're in my area of expertise. I like the look of this place. Looks like it's stopped raining for now.
Yeah, thank goodness! You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier.
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm so glad to see you managed to escape, sir! I was so stressed I thought my heart was gonna give out! Detective Gumshoe, may I ask what in the world that is?
Well, that's,
Count up! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 98, 99! Shifu, all 99 members are here and accounted for, sir! God, the music in this game slaps. What the heck do you think you're doing, counting my cubs off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone has a name that their parents gave to them. No one is a 2 or a 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1. Got it? You are Agent Lang, I take it? You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely! Lang Z says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't you ever forget to show the proper respect toward another person. Shina. This isn't much, but please accept my card. Oh, thank you. Please accept mine in return. You all see that just now? That is the proper way for two people to show their respect. Keep that in mind and you'll get far in life, got it? Lang's great. I love this guy. Ah, that's right. Franziska did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Jingfa. Apparently, this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang, why exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case? It's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor. How is it not? I've heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? Ha! But you sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic. How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? Are you saying you could have solved it faster, pal? The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliché. Look, what I'm getting at is that if I had been there, no one would have died. I would have solved the entire case and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today. Agent Lang knew yesterday's victim, Agent Ackby Hicks. Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge. Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Franziska and a third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel as the kidnapped is someone I know. So I ask that you please allow me to participate in the investigation. Not so fast! That is a unique objection that only Lang ever gets. It's great. This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go on back to your courtroom now, pretty boy? You dare to mock the court? I do. And I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. Who uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? And why do I feel such intense loathing emanating from him? Alright, men. Good job on the perimeter around Gatewater Lane. Now just find me the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed! Sir! Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, you just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble, understand? Wait! Mr. Edgeworth. It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why of all places did he show up here? And completely out of the blue at that. I suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that.
no text speed. Editor's a bit slow for me, but oh well. Man, I can't calmly do any stealing at all with that detective around. I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of law enforcement in the vicinity. It's alright, it's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing. Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more. So what are you gonna do about your investigation into the kidnapping? Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated. Oh, come on! You can't let that stop you! I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go! But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation. You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any old crate thief. I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing. What is this one and only one thing you're after? Also, I love this pose of K's. It's got Pokemon trainer energy, but I like it. The Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that's the truth. I see. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find and publicly disclose evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. She's so smug when she does that, yes! We like the smug aura. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was set forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent out to the mass media, along with a card with the mark of a three-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? But that can't be, can it? Gotta walk over here. Hidden cat! This barrel sure is heavy. You there, do you know what's inside of this thing? It's the emergency water supply for putting out fires. I see. Well, they certainly are well prepared. Nothing about the hidden kitty? Anyone who's played 1.5 gets PTSD flashbacks. That wriggling. I just can't bring myself to call it dancing. That's all he's there for, the PTSD flashbacks for people who played Case 1.5. It's an old-fashioned rocking chair, the kind that makes you feel instantly at ease. There's something written here. A soothing 10-minute sitting for only $100? I see. Reverse psychology. Make it so expensive that no one would dare sit on it. horizontal bar is used for tying up horses. It's called a hitching post, Edward. Apparently, you can ride real horses at the Cowboys Ranch area just ahead. Is it possible the culprits have already escaped with the help of a stolen horse or two? Under Agent Lang's orders, we already rounded up all the horses, and every last one has been accounted for. Agent Lang is good, although I won't go so far as to say I'm impressed just yet. Great job, Detective Gumshoe Thief! Sir! For losing sight of me and the kidnapper and allowing my investigation to be hijacked. Sir! I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be. Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later? Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup? Of course, sir. I think I would know the number in my own precinct like the back of my hand. Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents? That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that Wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. Agent Lang definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after? I once had someone describe Gumshoe's theme as feeling happy and sad at the same time, which kind of makes sense for Gumshoe. And I like that. Mr. Edwards, sir, I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir. Yes, what is it? Who is that? The girl over there, I mean. I'm Mr. Edwards' assistant, Kay Faraday. What? Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant, Kay. Yeah, I'm Mr. Edwards' assistant. Me. It's been like that since forever. Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role. How can you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edwards, we've got a thief on our hands, sir. She stole my role. I'm taking her and getting her convicted and making sure she serves out her sentence. Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Like musical chairs. Better stay fast on your feet. No way. I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl. Mr. Amano? Oh, Miles, my boy! I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned. Look at the man's just got massive stacks in his belt, dude. In his sash. He's just flaunting massive stacks like it's nothing. How do you not get robbed on the street? I know you're like a mafia dude, but shit! Just look at those stacks! I wish to roll for sleight of hand, right? Also, those earlobes! You think you're Siddhartha Gautama, my guy? You're the Shakyamuni Buddha over here? Are you, Mr. Amano? I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office, and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system.
No. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time. Yeah!
Okay. So who's the old man? He's the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano.
Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly.
I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano.
Hold on there. Then what happened to all that money?
I believe the $1 million has been stolen and that the culprits are now on the run.
What?
Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could get him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth? Forgive me, Mr. Amano. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time.
Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy.
I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano.
You don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. I wish I'd recorded him saying that.
He definitely should have recorded that conversation, but not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again?
How will telling you about Lance help you get him back?
Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behavior.
Very well then. Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He is very much like me when I was his age. Kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off of him.
Is there anything else about him you noticed of late?
Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver.
Your butler?
Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is.
Mr. Amano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon?
As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him.
So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his family and friends?
They said they hadn't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping?
It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like a name I'd better keep in mind. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by twiddling our thumbs.
I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin.
Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped, which is why, with your blessing, I vow to return Lance to you myself.
Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy.
Alright, well what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating.
If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it.
Love Kay's little tightening her gloves animation. Kay's just animated so well. She's so expressive. Great character all around.
What are you doing goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile! All precinct detectives are now under Agent Lang's direct command. No way! I am not working for Wolf Boy! Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something?
I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police. Poor Gumshoe.
Well, that was exciting.
Okay.
What? Can't you tell him already to get down to some detective work?
You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you.
Oh, come on! I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me?
I don't recall offering you the position.
Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know? Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back.
Huh. You're the only one asserting that.
Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yatagarasu way.
You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about.
Fine, whatever, you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented Assistant K is going to tag along no matter what you say.
Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. Might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta go use the can, so BRB. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that. Take some water. Doing a lot of voices. Okay, what do you think about the kidnapping? Well, I don't know anything about the victim, so actually I was hoping you could tell me. Ah, that's right, I never did explain the situation to you. I got involved because of a phone call I received. It was from none other than the director of the Amano group, Mr. Ernest Amano. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped, and he wanted me to be the drop-off man. Little did I suspect that I would be abducted myself. And that's when I found you tied to a pole screaming, "Can you please drop that already?"
Hey, there's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here.
I remember hearing rain fall out here while I was being held in there.
Yep, it was just a passing rain. That's why the ground's already pretty much dried up.
I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples.
You know what? I bet if we followed them, we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them because of their muddy shoes.
I don't think it will be that easy.
Why not?
Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers.
Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing.
I think this is it? Yeah. I didn't think so, but...
Ha! I got you now, you vile criminals!
I think the kidnappers would have better sense than to try hiding in these.
Oh, come on, lighten up will ya? I was only joking. I don't really think the criminals would be hiding here right in front of two officers.
I certainly hope not. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme.
It looks so lifelike, don't you think?
Are you thinking of wrangling, or rather stealing them?
If you can coax them out of there, sure. Come on, I know you can sweet talk them out.
I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand and they wouldn't budge, Kay.
Hey, it's the Blue Badger! Badger, get! Get Todaze!
I really don't understand why she's so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw? Doing that contorted, wriggling dance again.
Aha! Ah! You've uncovered my undercover identity, sir! I was to remain under that head, sir!
Oh, hi, you. Aren't you Officer Meekins?
Sir! Mike Meekins reporting for duty, sir!
This man was a witness in one of the cases I headed 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches. Oh right, this goober. Yeah, now you recognize him.
Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth?
I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time?
Sir! Because I'm not a police officer right now, sir! I'm the Blue Badger! And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids! That's never a waste of time, sir! I have a dream to become as big as Detective Gumshoe, sir! I was patrolling the scorchingly boring beat until a while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir! I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir! I rushed on over to join in, but when I got here, there was a sea of people already. And I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy on anyone.
It would seem that some people never change. So why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit?
Sir! That's because, sir! I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir! But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer on the trail of a kidnapper, sir!
I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactic.
To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir! It's such an honor!
How long have you been standing here, officer?
Sir! For about 1 little hour, sir!
That's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious.
And I've been here ever since, sir!
If that's true, then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping.
However, sir, I must tell you I didn't see a thing, sir!
I haven't asked you anything yet, officer.
No, but I know you will, sir!
He's hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist you tell me more about your recent movements.
Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it, too! I patrolled the park, all while wearing this costume. And about 1 hour ago, I came over here, sir! I haven't seen any suspicious-looking people this whole time, sir! But I did see a badger, sir! A lone Blue Badger!
What you said just now is contradictory to the facts.
How so, Mr. Edgeworth?
There's only supposed to be one of each badger walking around. Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement.
Sir, of course, sir! That's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor! This little patrolman will wait as long as I am commanded to wait!
You said that you saw a blue badger, correct? And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. Which means that as long as you are the Blue Badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another Blue Badger wandering the premises.
What, sir? And that would mean that there are 2 Blue Badgers walking around. Why is that?
Set of tire tracks originating from the garage.
Aha! So that means a car left from the garage at some time, right?
Correct. But for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. I think we can also safely assume it's a special type of car.
Look, there's a blurb about the cactus here. This cactus is a very gracious gift to Gay Waterland from the local police precinct.
I can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place.
So is the police department running a cactus farm on the side? Just kidding. They wouldn't do something so silly.
Actually, I have the vague impression I've seen a cactus farm at the precinct before. Water would be the obvious answer.
If you stored water in a barrel under the blazing hot sun, wouldn't it go bad?
People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted.
Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers. I mean, maybe they really like the strange taste.
Look who's making fun of them now. Know how to ride a horse?
Nope, never rode one in my life. But I have an Asian friend who was born in the year of the horse.
Non sequitur is the only way to describe your logic. Second blue badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly, the true identity of the person underneath is...
Oh, I know! It's one of the kidnappers, right? The person wore a costume to get away.
Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are...
a blue badger, a proto badger, and a bad badger.
Yes, those three.
So there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere, huh?
Now that we know that the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning.
Oh, you mean now we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right?
Yes. More than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of badgers.
Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, time to use those footprints and go badger hunting. So we're looking for footprints made by a costume. Hey, think I found them. There are 2 sets here.
They both do look like possible candidates.
This set is walking off to the west. Ah, it just stops. It can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here.
I think we can assume it's headed toward the stadium.
I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth, I got him! I got one of the culprits! Ah, no, I'm not a kidnapper, sir!
Down, Kay. Clearly those footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But our criminals were each wearing a costume.
Maybe they came over to this garage for something?
That's what I would suppose. Officer Meekins, if you could step aside for a moment. We need to examine the garage.
Sir! Roger Wilco, sir!
Let's open this shutter and see what we find.
Maybe we'll find the kidnappers hiding inside! Ah!
What in the... We seem to have stumbled across a dead body. She must be in severe shock to have been the first to see it. Now then, who is this man?
It's Oliver!
Mr. Amano, are you saying that this man is...
Yes, He's my butler. How could something like this have happened?
Indeed. And why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I'd better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Langer, his men return. The kidnapper's footprints lead right to this garage. And right to a dead body. Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound.
You sure are calm for someone who just found a body.
It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. As long as that Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim.
The bullet man got a pound of meat yeeted from him. They did make the wound look pretty, severe. But if you see, there's blood on his shoulder, too, so I would assume the bullet passed clean through.
I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder. Does that mean...
So that means he was shot twice?
No, I don't think so. Well, got an ad going, so I'll give it a second.
Get some water while we wait for the ad break to end. Shouldn't be long. I do appreciate people sticking through the ads. It helps so we don't have pre-rolls bothering people every time they come in. Twitch work, how Twitch work. Just gotta deal with it, unfortunately. Okay, says the ad break should be over. Man was not shot by a pistol. AC2, clearly. The murderer must have been a mech warrior. Clearly a light mech themed after the Blue Badger. I don't know, maybe that car there is a transformer.
I think the abdominal one is an entry wound, and the one near his shoulder is the exit wound.
Nice! I knew you could figure it out!
It comes with experience. I've seen my share of crime scenes. Speaking of experience, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. I should make a note of this oddity. This is an unusually shaped pendant.
What is it? Is it something valuable?
She seems to have regained some of her composure.
It looks like a horse pendant. It's got an antique feel about it, and it's really pretty. Hold on. This is made of platinum silver. Nice! It is worth something after all. Oh, and look! There's something written on the back. Colin Deveray. It's a name.
Colin Deveray? But this man's name is Oliver Deacon. There's something not right about the name on the pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon. But the name on the pendant is Colin Deveray.
I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. excuse me, but you are...
Oh, this is bad. He's really good looking. Stop it, Lauren! You can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him.
Sounds like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, huh? Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but might you be a friend of Lance?
Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pops.
It looks like a ring pop, right? I'm glad I'm not the only one that just immediately thinks of a ring pop. I think it is supposed to be one, too.
His girlfriend?
Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends, and, we're not lovers or anything. We haven't gotten that far yet. But I guess that's how people are gonna see it, so I should just accept it.
Yeah, see, she has an animation licking it.
I even got this ring as a present from Lance. You know what she reminds me of? A cartoon character.
May I inquire as to why you're here?
I haven't been able to get in contact with Lance lately, and I began to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for having made it through all this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped?
No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true.
Lance! I can't believe you've been scared away. I wonder how you're doing right now.
Looks like she's gone back to the fair maiden in love routine.
So, Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here?
Well, we found a body, so we should look into the murder.
My men brought me up to speed over the radio. And I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing.
I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you.
I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. Hey, you waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect now.
Suspect? Who?
Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us.
What? Sir! I had nothing to do with it, sir!
Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins?
I leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job, after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom.
That's your answer?
I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff isn't needed out here in the field. All you have to do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets.
But that's also precisely how you unnecessarily arrest innocent people by mistake.
Innocent people? Nonsense! There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts.
That's tyranny! I won't allow such a thing to go on unchecked before my eyes.
Too bad you don't call the shots around here.
As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. And that you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation. Have you no honor as a member of law enforcement?
You! How dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu! Hold it! You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. Lang Z says, every pack has its own rules. If you can play by their rules and come out on top, that is a true victory. Alright, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic.
This, I was waiting to see this portrait. This is so sick. It's got like the, I think NCS called this the piston arm. I've seen a lot of bodies like this one being carted off in my time. I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins, isn't that right?
What's this philosophy of detainment?
Ha! You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girlie. In my country, the criminals have a saying. Beware of the wolf.
Why the wolf?
Because in my language, lang means wolf, and you don't mess with me or my pack. As for the detainment philosophy, its father is in my honorable Lang ancestor, Lang Z.
You'd think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he's that famous.
Scroll! Lang Z developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, the Zhengfa police still trains its recruits using his philosophies.
But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale.
Anything wears down and breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world? You want to put it to a test?
Hold it!
You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh? Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. How did you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time? It's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. The power of sheer numbers. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey you, show me your gun.
Oh! What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden?
Gun! What did you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already.
Sir, I lost my gun, sir!
How could you be so irresponsible? In the end, it looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. You're the one who waited out here outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim.
So you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you, Lang? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Very little blood where the body was found, suggesting the shooting didn't happen here.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that is simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean? Yeah. So you did notice that there was too little blood. Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't the crime scene. And if it was your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight.
Not bad. I see your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that officer was hanging out around here in the first place?
Weird. How so?
Hey you! Your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here?
Didn't we just have an ad break? You chill, Twitch.
Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk.
But sir, I really did take a walk, sir.
You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligations so lightly?
Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something?
Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir. Save me the way you did earlier, please, sir.
Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened.
Sir, not you too. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling drinks in the Blue Badger mobile, sir. But I got completely caught up in my role selling drinks to the children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir.
What is this Blue Badger mobile?
It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir.
So the Blue Badger mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop?
Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant.
He seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self. He sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try to calm down and you lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer?
Sir, Roger, sir.
Hold it!
Describe for me how you conducted your investigation. Howdy, Crazy. How you doing?
Blue girl, sir.
Well, what'd you expect when you're dressed like the Blue Badger?
I thought I had no choice at that point, sir, so...
Hold it!
Doing alright, hungry, but doing good. Yeah, I'm getting kinda hungry too, actually. What exactly do you mean by selling dreams?
Sir, the Blue Badger mobile's where dreams are collected.
What?
Sweetness like you've never known except in dreams, ma'am. Like innocence drops. And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am. Like guilty jawbreakers. Selling those as I push the Blue Badger mobile along is my sworn duty, ma'am.
Hold it!
The child's painful drop kicks. Can we get a moment for the child's painful drop kicks? I'm just imagining this little kid doing a flying drop kick at the Blue Badger.
Hold it!
Wow, you're good at this forcing people to confess thing, Mr. Edgeworth. To be frank, I'm just a little man, sir. I'm better at selling kids a few small drinks than looking for a big crook, sir.
Hold it!
Enough wallowing in your own self-pity.
Hold it!
My controller dying? Oh my god, it's dying. Okay. Can't handle Meekin's nonsense. Anna, what are you talking about? Apparently you have beef? Something about Emmett, but I've never spoken to Emmett in my life.
Objection!
Officer Meekins, I would appreciate it if you didn't tell such transparent lies.
Sir, I'm lying, sir.
Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the blue Badgermobile until recently, then what is it doing here inside the garage?
Ah! Actually, I had just lost track, sir.
Lost track of what?
By the time I realized that the blue Badgermobile is nowhere to be found, sir.
Which would mean it was perhaps stolen.
And that's when I came back to this area thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. But that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Go back!
A likely story. Who do you think is gonna buy such a convenient tale as that?
And what exactly is so convenient about his story?
The car getting stolen. It's completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume the car was used alright. To move the dead body.
What?
You killed the victim at some other location, Officer Meekins. And then you used the blue Badgermobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you're coming with me.
It wasn't me, sir, the killer, sir.
Agent Lang, wait! What do you want now? We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you, truth smooth, I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As for us, we don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon! I think you need to leave. We need to get the body to autopsy, and you guys are getting in the way. You would interfere with another one of my investigations? Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Now be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice.
Alright, we're gonna go for just a little longer, I think. But first, I gotta go to the can again. I'm drinking so much water doing these voices. Lang's got this really scratchy... BRB. Alright. Chased out like a pair of peasants.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Kay?
there's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is?
You really shouldn't steal anything, however, I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal?
A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with, ever.
That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands. While I apprehend the murderer myself.
Alright, and I'm gonna work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go!
I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just going to have to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Detective Gumshoe.
Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium! Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium!
A witness?
Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves.
It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness.
Oh god, I think I remember who this witness is. Oh god, I forgot that she was in this game.
I thought there was a witness here.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
Hey, look who it is!
Long time no see!
You are Miss Emma Sky, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Sky. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she'd gone to Europe to study forensics.
I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad?
You bet! More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes, scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit.
I see. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years.
Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. You know I still have a long way to go. But I'm gonna be a super forensic scientist someday, you'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Sky. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday. And I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief?
Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on.
You bet we do!
So why are you here, Emma?
Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I just missed you.
And how exactly did you know I was here?
Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I use these to track your footprints and I follow them straight to you. This set is the greatest! You spray this chemical on the ground, when you shine the special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking.
Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about?
Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said.
What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking?
So let me guess, there's been a murder, right?
Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go? I assume this is another Badger-mobile?
Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car.
Yes, this is the retina-searing pink model. What's that off in the distance? Oh, God.
Oh, hey, it's the Pink Badger! Badger, get!
Badger, 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 badger. Badger, badgers, badgers, badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. Badgers, 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 badger, 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 badger. Just what does she see in these silly things?
I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Not that song. Badger, 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 badger. Look, Edgeworth was like, badger, badger, badger. I had to. Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. Oh, God. think I remember who's in here now. I apologize for everyone's ears.
I can't take being inside of that stuffy head anymore!
Sure! No! Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief.
Edgy-boo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in a character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm going to just be direct.
Howdy, Bat.
I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare.
So you're friends of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie.
She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman.
My name is Wendy Oldbag. But you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite.
Yeah, Wendy's the annoying badger. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? See Detective Dandelion, Dandelion Days BT stream for more. Anyway.
I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get a chance to see you again, and here you are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter. They shamelessly perpetrate on your the other night. Finally got you. You want to raise me seasonal, and they say it takes all the time to break.
You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth.
Kay, please, I'm begging you, by all means, do not provoke her any further.
Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness.
Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today.
I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How is that? So it's true, she is the witness.
I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag.
Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder!
You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes?
Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately.
What was that unfortunately you tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady.
Hold it!
You You saw two men. Can you describe them for me?
They looked like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring I don't even remember much beyond that.
But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful.
Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edward.
I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous.
Those two were just fools compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them.
Oh my god.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place.
Absolutely! That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired.
You didn't try to go help the person that got shot?
I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help.
2 men, 1 bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony.
Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory?
Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Yes?
So, about this new problem.
What is that giant grin on your face for?
Do you want me to show you something really nice?
No, thank you.
Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like.
What is that gadget you're holding? As far as my favorite, yes, this is my favorite too, bad. I love these.
What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief.
Ah, I should have known it would be worthless.
Ah, don't be like that. What do you think now?
What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air.
I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other word dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood!
What is this?
This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief.
Little thief? I dare say you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far.
Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see... Miss Oldbag said that the 2 men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground.
Ah, so with this, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past.
See? So what do you think?
I have to say, I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days.
Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu.
Indeed.
Oh, but if there isn't enough information or something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange.
In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony.
You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification.
Feel free to examine anything in this simulation the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so just let me know, okay?
If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here.
Take that!
Is it the blood?
Take that!
If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one?
Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right?
Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood.
Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief.
She has a point. He was in a costume and then maybe all the blood stayed inside it? Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume?
So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers?
I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes,
Then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground.
precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume.
You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around.
Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those.
This is amazing! Just feel the power of science!
Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints.
Finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed.
Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints?
Leave it to me! My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything!
Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area.
Okay! Stand back now and witness the power of science at work!
Bill, not the science.
Hey, I found something! Look, right there! Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth.
These footprints were definitely left by a badger costume.
Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest.
Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time.
Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. Can't wait to see what we find out from this new info.
There's a lot of footprints. But this is a theme park, so normally a lot of people would be moving through here. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died.
And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right?
I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. It's the same testimony as before. Run that back. Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation.
See? I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now, let's see if we can pull more info from this old bag to put into the recreation.
For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. Alright. If the victim was wearing a costume, then how did you know he was a man?
Objection!
Two men? How did you know the gender of the two people involved, seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time? Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all.
I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense.
I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense.
The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs. Which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up.
Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there?
Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, Not like when I was you. You used to call me Vino. I would be a good man from 100 paces. No one first trying to make that move with a judgment alive.
Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay?
You got it.
Looks like they broke the stage down.
I guess this means they're done for the day.
Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down.
You want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief?
Yes, if you please.
Okay.
No clip enabled, yeah. There is clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me.
I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at the time.
Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything?
Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation.
Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage.
The killer was half the man the victim was.
See? Now let me update the info in the simulation.
God, the new animations look so good. Well, well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that?
Little Thief is not a toy.
You two. And there you have it. You see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun.
Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark.
You see? Thank you for understanding, little crow girl.
I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend.
Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested. So let's see how well it holds up. Alright, but the entry wound of the bullet was the one on the abdomen. And the exit wound was on his shoulder, so the bullet couldn't have been traveling downward. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible.
Huh? Why not?
Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Gonna run out of water here. We're definitely gonna have to call it after we're done with this bit, because my throat's feeling it. and was working so I worked so many hours over the weekend, I guess my throat's a little worn. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullets entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. That's his left shoulder. Oh. With an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then... Yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. Yes, the locations of the killer and victim were wrong. Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. Scratch that, reverse it! If this is what happened, it also explained the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. And thanks to the costumes, no fingerprints on the gun, yep. We haven't even found the gun. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the Blue Badger mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. The 3 tired tread marks are very telling, however. Is the Blue Badger mobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? It couldn't have been the Blue Badger mobile that made the tracks because the tires were clean. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekins' Blue Badger mobile. One look at the car would have told you so. Chase down the truth!
Take that!
Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found in it. Ugh. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed.
Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius?
Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldbag's pink badger mobile?
Don't be ridiculous! I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats!
Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall.
Oh, you mean the proto-badger?
That's right. There was one more parking space inside that garage. And it proves the existence of a proto-badger mobile. Agent Light, I suggest you find this proto-badger mobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it.
Hey, did you hear something? Help. Help me. Are you alright?
Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time?
Wild West with kidnappers.
He was in the room next to the one I was held in?
Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers.
What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say.
The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes.
Did you see the faces of your kidnappers?
No, I didn't see their faces, but two. One was a woman.
A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift, while we take off our sunglasses in synchronization. Now, are you gonna get out of my crime scene, or am I gonna have to get rough? Again?
You're nothing but a big bully! Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go!
Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily.
Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you.
That's right, I won't either, you hear me, you young whippersnapper?
Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Lang Z says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Dang it, Wendy. We did see the underground passage, so it stands to reason if Lance was there but got himself free, then he might have gone down there and gotten lost. Kay said it was pretty dark in the underground rooms. Anyway, we're gonna call that here for tonight. I would go for a bit longer, but like I said, I'm kind of feeling it in my throat. I was working pretty long hours all weekend, so I guess it needs a bit more rest doing all these voices.
let's go to my outro screen. Now, I was gonna have a collab on Wednesday, but that's... Good to see you again, Bat. Glad you're happy to be back here. But we're gonna have to postpone the collab I was gonna have because of the, yeah, we have to postpone the collab because of a family emergency on Nachan's end. So I'll probably continue this on Wednesday instead. I may do another stream on Tuesday or Thursday. Just something like Hunt or something. And then on Friday, I'm gonna try to do the Mega Man Damage Shuffler stream. Unless I end up being too exhausted, but I should be able to get plenty of rest before then. And then I'll be off work on Friday at 3. And I should be able to do a bit of longer stream to try and do the Mega Man Damage Shuffler. We're gonna close the stream VOD over on YouTube, and then we'll find someone to raid on Twitch. So please do stick around for the raid. Oh, hey, Bright. Yeah. We're right at the end here. Sorry about that.